Good afternoon, everyone. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
And before I start, I want to thank you to Prispa sir and Kapil sir for inviting me here. Director sir, and thank you all of you for coming. I'd also like to ask. I think all of us are, you know, quite familiar with Odia and English both, so I'll switch in between English and Odia. Is that fine with everyone?
And Hindi also okay?
Hindi is also okay. So I'll try to switch between languages so that I think there's a bit of closeness that comes with different languages, right? So what I'll do is, I know you know there is this holiday season with us. There is Christmas, there is New Year, so I won't take long time you know, to speak. I'll just take 15 minutes, something like that. And at the end, I'll have around 2 minutes for all of you to ask any questions if you have. Just raise your hand and ask any questions if you have. And we'll also be hanging around here after the meeting. Let us know if you have any other questions. So I think Sir has told many things about me. I'll kind of start from my childhood, make it fast forward till my undergrad, that is BTech at IIT Kharagpur, and then I'll cover a bit of what I was doing in the United States for the last 7 years, during which I was doing my PhD in computer science. And for the last 1 year, I have been part of Amazon Sustainability as an applied scientist, and I'll tell more about what I do there as well. So, I was born here in Rajgangpur, we live in Master Colony. So, I started my schooling here at Town Primary School. I think after Bojar Rajgangpur Samastha says Samnathila Town Primary School, but I won I started my schooling there, and got selected into this Jawaharlal Navodaya Vidyalaya through an entrance exam. I got selected there, and I joined Jawaharlal Navodaya Vidyalaya at Jena in Sundargarh. For those of you that don't know about Jawaharlal Navodaya Vidyalaya, it's a central government school that is completely funded by the central government, and everything is free for you. Everything is your studies, your food, boarding, everything is free. So they focus a lot on quality education and discipline and everything. So I would say whatever I am today is a lot coming from the system that we have at Jawaharlal Navodaya Vidyalaya. And I would also like to tell everyone, if you have any kids that are studying in class 5th or younger than that, you should motivate them to appear for the Jawaharlal Navodaya Vidyalaya exam and hope to join that. I stayed at Sundargarh for 5 years until my class 10th, and which is when there was a test all over India that was conducted. It's called Prasanna selection test, which is Prasanna is an NGO. What it does is it focuses, it funds IIT JEE coaching for students that are meritorious but can't afford to get quality coaching. ସେଥିରେ ମୁଁ ସିଲେକ୍ଟ ହେଲି। ସେଥିରେ ଆମର 2010 ରେ 4000 ପିଲା ଅଲ୍ ଓଭର୍ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆରୁ ଏକ୍ଜାମ୍ ଦେଇଥିଲେ, ଆଣ୍ଡ ଆମ ବ୍ୟାଚ୍ରେ ସେମାନେ 110 ଜଣ ସିଲେକ୍ଟ କରିଥିଲେ। 60 ଜଣଙ୍କୁ ହାଇଦ୍ରାବାଦରେ ଆଉ 50 ଜଣଙ୍କୁ ବାଙ୍ଗାଲୋର। ସେ ହାଇଦ୍ରାବାଦ ବ୍ୟାଚ୍ରେ ମୁଁ ସିଲେକ୍ଟ ହେଇଥିଲି, ଆଣ୍ଡ ସେଠି ମୋର IIT କୋଚିଂ ମିଳିଥିଲା ଆଟ୍ ଦ ସେମ୍ ଟାଇମ୍ ଡୁଇଂ କ୍ଲାସ୍ 12th। ସୋ ସେଠି ମାନେ କ୍ଲାସ୍ 12th ଆଉ +2 କଲା ଭିତରେ IIT JEE କୋଚିଂ ନେଇକି ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ଦୟାରୁ ଆଣ୍ଡ ବାପା ମା ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ଆଶୀର୍ବାଦରୁ IIT JEE ମୋର କ୍ଲିୟର ହେଇଥିଲା 2012 ମସିହାରେ। I got all India rank of 832, and based on that I joined IIT Kharagpur, where I was doing electrical engineering BTech. So when I was in IIT Kharagpur, as many of your friends might be in BTech, they join and they go through a set of courses. I would say in the US, the system is a bit different. There you join the degree, and throughout your degree, like in 1 or 2 years, you take a lot of classes and you decide what you want to do, and you can do that as your degree. So when you join, your degree can be undefined, and throughout 1 or 2 years, you will find out what you want to do. You want to do computer science, you want to do dance, you want to do a lot of opportunities. Here in India, things are more defined, so you either join computer science or electrical engineering or other degrees. I joined electrical engineering at IIT Kharagpur, and I did a lot of courses in my first, second, and third years. And one interesting fact is, I think during my second year summers, I spent some time at L&T. I came here to I was like, there was this summer, either I can sit at home, enjoy the summer, or I can come see what's going on in actual real industry. So I came, spent around 15-20 or a month at L&T. I forgot the division and everything, but I spent here just to see how actual electrical machines and different electrical systems work. So that was that. The thing that intrigued or made me more interested during my BTech was power systems, which is how high voltage, high current power is transmitted from the place where it is generated, like coal power plants or water hydropower plants, to the point of delivery, which is distribution systems and to different buildings. Right? So during my BTech at IIT Kharagpur, I spent my third and fourth year doing some research in power systems. Actually, the research was on power systems as well as embedded systems. So I guess many of you will see in almost all the systems we have in the industry these days, we have an actual physical component, and there is a software component, which is and there is a middle part, which is microcontrollers and some electronic system that runs those heavy machines. So my research was on the middle part, where I designed some microcontrollers that can measure voltage and current reliably at distribution feeders for electrical power systems. Based on that, I was really interested in research, so I wanted research to be my part of life, and I wanted to do a PhD afterwards. So I applied for a lot of universities in United States. And the university that I got into was University of California, Berkeley. Actually, the computer science program at UC Berkeley. So the University of California, Berkeley, in short, is UC Berkeley. So UC Berkeley, the computer science program, all over world is at number 1. So तीनटा यूनिवर्सिटी मेजर अच्छे जोटा कि MIT जोटा बहुत सुनिथिबा आपन Stanford UC Berkeley ए तीनटार computer science program they all stand at number 1 almost every year, both ranking as समस्त rank and their PhD admission rate is also quite less, like 5-6-7% of everyone that apply from throughout the world. So भाई पर तो एक बड़ा competition था, but luckily I was able to get in, and a lot of it was because I already did some research during BTech and I was get into there. मैं तोड़े join कली UC Berkeley, the project जो मोर advisor PhD advisor थिले से तांको under एक बड़े project चलता है जोटा कि ଗୋଟେ collaboration project था Berkeley, Singapore और दिटा यूनिवर्सिटी अच्छी US और NTU এটা ଗୋଟେ collaboration project थिला, and that was funded by Department of actually National Research Foundation of Singapore. ଯେମିତି କି ଆମର research DRDO ଅଛି ସେଟା difference है जोटा ମାନେ main research India ଯେମିତି ସେମିତି Singapore जोटा ଅଛି ସେମାନେ fund करथिले এই whole project, and that project focused on smart buildings. So ଆମେ ମାନେ realize କରିବେ ଟିକେ go back, think more about आपण मैंने realize करवे जे आने हमें of all the time that we have in a day 24 hours we almost spend around 70 80 90% of time in buildings either हमें class रे अछु or you know घरे अछु or wherever we are spending around a lot of time in buildings and lot of energy is used in buildings to maintain different equipments like there are equipments to heat and cool your building there are equipments to light security lot of other systems in the buildings and buildings consume a lot of energy right and all of those energy contribute to climate change and in fact if you think my research during BTech on power systems was also related to climate change because if you make power systems more efficient you are making better power that is not dependent on non-renewable energy like coal right so in general the pattern that you can see in my research is more towards climate change and how to mitigate that and while I was doing that the powerful tool that I found is machine learning how many of you know what machine learning is just a slight raise of hands machine learning को मैंने जानते कौन
ପିଲାମାନେ କିଏ machine learning ଜାଣିଛ?
को मैंने सुनते artificial intelligence सेटा ଗୋଟେ more common word सुनते so artificial intelligence और machine learning sir time जो है वो
नहीं नहीं continue
so artificial intelligence AI or machine learning in short ML what they basically mean is जो काम भी आमे सब करछ जोटा भी मशीन करछ जो माने हमें मशीन को हमें प्रोग्राम करछ जे तमे ए मशीन टा को ए टाइम ऑन करिवो ए टाइम ऑफ करिवो एटा हेले एटा करिवो से जिंसटा हमें कंप्यूटर को केमती सिखे परबो कंप्यूटर केमती ऑटोमेटिकली से जिंसटा को जानि परबो जे मते एई जिंस हेले एई एक्शन नबर अछि से एटा हेला आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस और मशीन लर्निंग तो केमती सेटा करा जाय ना you collect a lot of data on anything that you want to do let's say I want to let's say here more what machine अछि जोटा कि माइक्रो ओरिएंटेशन करबो माने मोर हाइट टाइट है तो माइक टाइट रहबो आउ जने असला ताके हाइट सब से तळ भेजो कि ऊपर भेजो तो बहुत सिंपल सिस्टम सो सेथरे रे ऑटोमेट केमति करियो दिस इज अ सिंपल एग्जांपल आई गिव बट दैट कैन बी एक्सटेंडेड टू लॉट ऑफ अदर थिंग्स सो सेथरे हमें बहुत डाटा कलेक्ट करबा एंड मशीन लर्निंग रे कोन होय से डाटा को यूज करके हमें गोटे सॉफ्टवेयर सिस्टम को ट्रेन करबा जे दैट कैन प्रेडिक्ट व्हाट टू डू नेक्स्ट इन एन इंटेलिजेंट मैनर राइट सो दिस इज अ रियली पावरफुल टूल इन द करंट वर्ल्ड बिकॉज all the things that you interact with in your daily life which is majorly phone it is completely governed by machine learning so am phone रे machine learning पूरा बहुत इन्वॉल्वमेंट अछि एंड हमें डेली ता साथे इंटरैक्ट करूचे जोटा कि हमें रियलाइज करनो थरो कि इंटरैक्ट करूचे जेमति माने अपन कि छोटे चार्ट लिखुथिबे त से बहुत समय ऑटो कंप्लीट हो जाए कि ऑटो करेक्ट हो जाए से सब थरे बहुत मशीन लर्निंग करूचे तो मशीन लर्निंग इज वाइड स्प्रेड इन टुडेस वर्ल्ड and coming back and connecting these two fields of climate change and machine learning that is what my research was in which is to connect how can we use machine learning as a tool to tackle climate change right? So if you remember I told my research was on buildings right and I said buildings consume a lot of energy so how can we use machine learning to optimize the different energy sources in the buildings that was the thesis of my PhD and there are a lot of different methods that we can do I can't cover all of them in one session there's a whole sea if any of you want to do a PhD on that topic I highly motivate you really interesting field really good applications out there so what I did was I'll just give a glimpse of a couple of projects that I was doing during PhD so for example we all are in a room, right? We all know about Wi-Fi, right? One of my projects was to use Wi-Fi signals to detect how many people are there in the building and what they are doing in a building. can you imagine you are in a building, like a room like this, and some common activities like you're walking or sitting or standing, or how many people are in this room. All those can be detected by using the signal that we have in a Wi-Fi, and that was one of my projects during PhD. So now you say, okay, how does that relate to how to optimize energy resources in a building, right? So the thing is, all the buildings or most of the buildings have a control system that control when to turn on a light, or when to turn on the heat, when to turn off the heat, or when to increase or decrease the heat, right? A lot of these other actuators. If you can properly or accurately predict how many people are there in the building or what they are doing, you can govern these resources in a more optimized manner. And there you can save a large amount of energy, which helps a lot in saving energy and tackling climate change. Another project that I was working on was to predict how people would feel in a building, which is, for example, sometimes you would feel that this room is warmer or this room is cooler, and those signals, are used to control the different energy resources in a building. And one of my research was also focused on that. So I'll not go more deeper into my research than what I just said, but in general I was working on machine learning and climate change and smart buildings particularly. But this field of machine learning and climate change is not just what I was doing. There's a broad spectrum of projects that you can do using both machine learning and using machine learning to tackle climate change. For example, आजिकली बहुत आपण माने सुनते रिमोट सेंसिंग गोटे वर्ड. So remote sensing कोन हमरो ऑर्बिट रे बहुत सैटेलाइट बोलुछ, राइट? सैटेलाइट माने कंटीन्यूअसली पूरा वर्ल्ड को मॉनिटर करूछ. से इमेजेस जोड़ा सब कलेक्ट होछ, से इमेजेस को यूज करके बहुत बड़ा एप्लीकेशन करा जाय पायो. जेंते कि को जगह रे बेसी मेथेन एमिशन होछ, और को जगह रे बेसी गोटे तो ऑयल ड्रिल अछि और गोटे पावर प्लांट अछि जोटा कि बहुत बेसी एमिशन करूछ. से सब स्टडी करिया पे बहुत माने मशीन लर्निंग यूज होछ using the data that we get from satellites. There is also research on using machine learning to in the field of agriculture to detect crop failures or कोट जदि माने वो crop टा बेसी greenhouse gas emit करूछ. There is research on machine learning in the power system space to make power systems more efficient. So a lot of opportunities in this space. I'll be happy to chat more with any one of you if you are interested to pursue anything in this field. But yeah, in general, that was what I was doing for the last for 6 years during my PhD, and for the last 6-7 months or so, I joined Amazon as an applied scientist. So what applied scientist means is you are a scientist based on all the PhD research that you have done, but you are doing it in an applied field, which is using machine learning to tackle climate change in the Amazon and doing for sustainability, which is again related to climate change. So as part of Amazon, I have been working on this new term that many of you might have heard called large language models. Because many of you might have used ChatGPT, right? How many of you have used ChatGPT so far? I see a lot of hands. So hopefully you're using it in the right way, not to do things that are not intended for its use. But ChatGPT is an example of a large language model, which is trained using a lot of data from the internet, and it is capable of doing a lot of works that was not even imaginable before 1 or 2 years. So my research was slightly related to that as well when doing PhD, the machine learning part of it. Now I'm using that, designing as well as using large language models in the space of sustainability, which is, Amazon has a lot of, fulfillment centers all over the world, where all your shipments come and they're distributed, and a lot of these suppliers that supply to Amazon, they have to adhere to a lot of human right requirements and a lot of climate requirements. So I'm working on how can these LLMs be used in a lot of the applications to optimize this whole process. So that's that. I think I have spent more than 15 minutes. I'll be happy to take any questions in the next couple of minutes. If not, I'll be available here as well. Anybody, if you have any questions, I can answer. Otherwise,
He has done her PhD, sorry, MTech from IIT from. Yes. From your department.
oh, okay. Okay. I was
So the guy, who was your guide?
Alokante. I know. Okay. I was with Professor Ashok Pradhan. I'm still in touch with him. He is a really great person, and Sir was also a long-time friend of. Sir is also a long-time friend of Professor Pradhan.
Anything. Okay, not related to
I don't
your
have a
topic.
question. It's a request, a very generic one. If you could take another 5-10 minutes to tell our students, because many of them might be ambitious and they might want to go abroad and pursue higher education. So how they should go about it and how they should plan things.
It's a good point. I'll get some water for that. That's a very good point that Sir came up with. So, बाहर को जगह पे मैंने बहुत बड़ा opportunity बाहर रहुଛି. It's not just हमको बाहर को जिबार अच्छी for something, right? And that for something is what a lot of people go to abroad for. So, ଯେମିତି कि ମୋ field रे ମୁଁ BTech कला ପରେ ମୋ field रे the next option where I could do a lot of good research was to pursue a PhD, so which is what I did. And there are a lot of other options as well other than PhD, like many people go there for masters. Actually India ରୁ ବହୁତ ଲୋକ ଯାଆନ୍ତି, ବହୁତ ପିଲା ଯାଆନ୍ତି masters କରିବା ପାଇଁ ସେଠି, PG କରିବା ପାଇଁ. And lot of different options to do PG, like ମୋର ସେଠି ବହୁତ ଗୁଡ଼େ ସାଙ୍ଗ ଥିଲେ ଯୋଉମାନେ ବହୁତ different fields ଯେମିତି not just engineering, but architecture, mechanical engineering, industrial engineering, nuclear engineering, even କିଛି music, chemistry, physics, etc. So lot of opportunities to take masters किंवा PhD କରିहବ. And not just that, बहुत लोग माने abroad जानते भी through their job, like let's say you join a company, L&T or any other company, they also send you abroad for any part of training or just to learn some new machine or learn some new technique and come back and implement that here. I'll speak more about what I did for trying to apply and going outside. So more than BTech सरथिला सेतବେଳେ ମୁଁ prepare ହେଇଥିଲି ବହୁତ ମାନେ ମୋ profile ଟା ସେମିତି ବନେଇଥିଲି so that ମୁଁ जब apply करेंगे बाहर को, they will find my profile suitable. So if any of you are thinking of masters or PhD, it's good to have some research in your profile, which is work with some professors, work with some lecturers to to do something new, to do something practical that is very useful, and try to go a little deeper into these topics. Right? All the topics that you are studying, most of it might be postbook, but out of your own interest, try to go, speak and talk to your professors, talk to your teachers, and try to go a little bit deeper into any topic that you find really interesting on. What I have observed so far, being in US, is they respect a lot of people who want to go deep into something. If you just glance through everything, if you're taking courses, that is fine, a lot of people do, but it's good to go a little deeper into some subject, because that's when you are called a domain expert, right? So whatever you are studying, try to go a little deeper into those, talk to your professors, teachers, and that will help a lot if you want to go abroad. Now that is one thing, that is how to make your profile better and make it research focused and being a domain expert. Now after that, a lot of this countries have some specific rules around what kind of exam scores they want. Like US रे usually दुटा exam रो scores ସେମାନେ ଦେଖନ୍ତି. One is called GRE, जोथिरे कि basically aptitude था और English था. और there is another exam called TOEFL. So TOEFL रे usually English speaking, writing, reading से उड़ा सब test करा जाए. ये दुटा exam रो scores ସେମାନେ नियंती along with your profile. ସେଥିରେ ସ୍କୋର ଭଲ ଆଣିଥିଲେ ଟିକେ ଭଲ ସେଟା ଷ୍ଟାଣ୍ଡ ଆଉଟ୍ କରେ ପ୍ରୋଫାଇଲଟା ଆଉ ଜିଆରଇ ସରି ଏଇଟା ତ ହେଲା ଆଉ ତା ସହିତ ଯେମିତିକି ଆମର ଏଠି ଇଣ୍ଡିଆରେ ଅଛି ଯେ ଆମେ ୟୁନିଭର୍ସିଟି ଜଏନ୍ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଆମେ କିଛି ଗୋଟେ ଏକ୍ଜାମ୍ ଦେଉ ଯେମିତିକି ଆଇଆଇଟି ଜେଇ କିମ୍ବା ଜେଇ ମେନ୍ସ ଆଜିକାଲି ଯେଉଁଟା ହେଇଯାଇଛି ସେ ଏକ୍ଜାମ୍ ଦେଇକି ଆମେ ଜଏନ୍ କରୁଛୁ କୋଉ ୟୁନିଭର୍ସିଟି କିନ୍ତୁ ୟୁଏସ୍ରେ ପର୍ଟିକୁଲାରଲି ସେ ଏକ୍ଜାମ୍ ସିଷ୍ଟମ୍ଟା ନାହିଁ यूएस रे एमती नै जे एग्जाम रे तमर एति रैंक अछि तुमको ए डिपार्टमेंट रे एटा मिलियो सेमती नै सेठी तुमको जतले अप्लाई करिवो तुम गोटे एसए लिखिया पड़े आउ तमर बायोडाटा जोटा रेज्यूमे दो पड़े रेज्यूमे आउ से जो एसए से बेसिस रे सब डिसीजन निया जाय से एसए रे बेसिकली लिखिया पड़े जे माने तुम लाइफ रे कोन करछ छै बेसिकली तमे लाइफ रे माने एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी कोन करछ माने जेमते बहुत लोग लिखंती जे माने मोर ए फील्ड रे बहुत इंटरेस्ट थिला तो सार जेमती कहले से पिलाटा पढ़ी कि गोटे ऐप बनै कि एते माने न्यू जिनिस गोटे करछ से पिला जदि अप्लाई करबो यूएस ताको बहुत भलो रेस्पॉन्स मिलियो काहे ना से किछ गोटे एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी करे छै नॉट लाइक व्हाट एवरीबॉडी इज डूइंग इन द मेन स्ट्रीम राइट से लेको सेटा एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी तुम कोन करछ को थ्रे डीप जाइछ किबा को थ्रे तुम सोसाइटी रो किछि बेनिफिट करछ किबा को थ्रे माने तुम माने भलो करछ किबा माने तमरो फैमिली कंडीशन बहुत खराब थिला कि तुम सेथे भी तुम माने पढ़ी के ऊपर को आछछ सेटा से सब से बहुत वैल्यू करन आउट बहुत सब्जेक्टिव था सेटा प्लस तमरो जोटा माने रेज्यूमे तमर था जोटा माने स्कोर था बेसिकली सब्जेक्ट स्कोर जोटा सब तो सेटा सब देखा जाए सो बेसिकली जब अप्लाई करा जिवो रेज्यूमे व्हिच इज बायोडाटा एंड courses and everything and SOP which is statement of purpose which is that essay I was talking about then this test which is GRE and TOEFL all of this constitutes your application package that goes to the university and based on these they judge who they want to accept and based on that they give out the decisions and that is how you go in the more research kind of fields or university line of fields. Of course, to join an industry directly, that is a different path. Which usually, if a company has some openings or they want your expertise there, then they would try to take you there. Again, in there as well, if you are a domain expert, it helps them a lot because ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ୟୁଏସ୍ कंपनी ଅଛି ମାନେ ମୋ ପାଖେ ତ जनरल एक्सपर्टीज ମୋ कंट्री रे भी ଅଛି ମୁଁ ଜଣକୁ इंडिया ରୁ काहे केठी ମୁଁ ସେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ସି ଗୋଟେ ଡୋମେନ୍ ଏକ୍ସପର୍ଟ ହେଇଥିବ ଯେ ଏଇ ଜିନିଷରେ କେବଳ ସିଏ ହିଁ ଜାଣିଛି ସେ ଜିନିଷଟାର ଡିପ୍ ଯାଇକି ତ ସେଇଟା ବହୁତ ହେଲ୍ପ କରେ ତ ସେଇଟା another way कंपनी थ्रू जाती ସେଇଟା ବି another way of applying and working in a but in general ଏଇଟା ସବୁ methods.
My question is from where you get this motivation? Because in areas where you are researching, getting short-term result is very difficult. Mostly you will be getting long-term, after a very long period of time research, you will be getting tangible results. So what is your motivation factor? From where you get this motivation to go for this long-term projects where the tangible results are not coming easily?
That is true. In fact, I would say the environment matters a lot as well. I would say, lot of the universities focus a lot on research and you will see your seniors and super seniors doing some research and getting some results and applying to a lot of universities and going there and doing some more better research. So that kind of creates this chain of
it's a network kind of thing.
Network kind of
everybody
thing.
is getting results and then you are motivated.
You are motivated to do that.
I can contribute to that particular result.
Yes. So that definitely helps a lot. So, and in fact, that is a culture that I think Sir was also talking about to do here. And in fact, he mentioned to me that I should come speak to the students and instill that levels, that little bit of motivation that I can do.
That in India we are lacking this kind of.
Yes, yes, I
system.
totally agree. Yes, and in fact, going forward, it will be good if the students come talk to the professors and try to do some new research, try to do some new work, try to go deep into some subjects. And once that initial batch of things get created, that ripple effect or chain effect will be there, and I think that will take everyone in the right path and have some motivation. Any other questions?
स्टूडेंट्स आप लोग उड़िया हिंदी कोई भी भाषा में पूछ सकते हैं अगर कुछ भी डाउट रिलेटेड टू दिस टॉपिक और आपका मन में भी कुछ है
So okay, I think noticing what is happening here. Few years back, I was exactly like you. मुझे presentation जाऊଥିଲି बहुत बड़ लोक आसले मुकोने बड़ लोक एकदम बहुत बड़ लोक आसले लास्ट सब पचास किसी क्वेश्चन किसी नहीं समस्त चुप रह जाते मु भी चुप रहती कारण मते से गोटे फैक्टर था इनोवेशन किसी माने मु काहे कि समस्त आगे मु वॉलंटियर कर କିନ୍ତୁ ଏଇ ଜିନିଷଟା ମୁଁ ୟୁଏସ୍ରେ ଡିଫରେଣ୍ଟ ଦେଖିଲି ସେଠି ପିଲାମାନେ ଏଭରିୱାନ୍ ଇଜ୍ ସୋ କନଫିଡେଣ୍ଟ ମାନେ କିଛି ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟେସନ୍ ଚାଲିଥିବ ସେମାନେ କିଛି ବୁଝୁନଥିବେ ଆଣ୍ଡ ୟୁ ନୋ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ସେମାନେ କିଛି ବୁଝୁନାହାନ୍ତି କିନ୍ତୁ ତାଙ୍କର ଫେସିଆଲ ଏକ୍ସପ୍ରେସନ୍ ଆଉ ମାନେ ପାର୍ଟିସିପେସନ୍ ରେଟ୍ ସେମାନେ ମାନେ ଫେସ୍ ଦେଖୁଥିବେ ଯେ ହଁ ଆମେ ସବୁ ବୁଝିପାରୁଛୁ ଯେମିତି କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ୍ ବି ପଚାରୁଥିବେ ମାନେ ଆଗକୁ ଆସିକି ଆଣ୍ଡ ଆଇ ଫାଉଣ୍ଡ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ରିୟଲି ୟୁଜଫୁଲ୍ ଲାଇକ୍ trying to volunteer and participate, coming out of your comfort zone is very helpful. It's very, very helpful, and that will help you a lot in any field that you do. So, ମୁଁ ଜାଣିପାରୁଛି ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ମାଇଣ୍ଡରେ କ'ଣ ଚାଲିଛି କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ୍ ପଚାରିବାକୁ ମାନେ ଟିକେ ଅଡ୍ ଲାଗେ କିନ୍ତୁ I would advise you to come out of that. Not today, but slowly come out of that. Try to participate, try to engage, try to network, try to talk to people, try to interact with anybody that comes here. I'm sure sir will call a lot of people here to talk to you. Try to engage with them, try to learn from them, and you'll be surprised in your life how that you would have built a strong network of things. Throughout my life, I have seen networking has helped me a lot. Coming out and speaking has helped me a lot. So try to do that.
So being an Indian and a non-native speaker of English, communication and cultural differences were not a problem?
Initially it was, and sometimes even today that exists because I still remember when I joined US, I went there. I was taking the bus to all the places, and you go to the driver and you say something like, where does this bus go, or like say anything. Whatever I used to say, they won't understand it because our English accent is a lot different from theirs, right? So it's not just English, but it's also the accent that you speak. So ସେମାନେ କିଛି ବୁଝିପାରୁନଥିଲେ ମୁଁ ଯାହା କହୁଥିଲି ମୋତେ ଦୁଇ ତିନି ଥର କହିବାକୁ ପଡୁଥିଲା ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ତାପରେ ସେମାନେ ବୁଝୁଥିଲେ ଇନିସିଆଲି ଏଇଟା ଟିକେ ମୋତେ ଖରାପ ଲାଗୁଥିଲା ଯେ କାରଣ ସେମାନେ ଫାଷ୍ଟ ଇଏ ପରେ ତାଙ୍କ ଫେସ୍ଟା what ସେଟା ଟିକେ ଅଡ୍ ଲାଗୁଥିଲା କିନ୍ତୁ slowly you get through that and this helps a lot ଯୋଉଟା ମୁଁ କହୁଥିଲି which is coming out, speaking and talking to people. That helps a lot in bringing out confidence and also interacting with people and getting used to how they speak so that you can also speak their language. सेटा टिके डिफरेंस इनिशियली रहइबो समस्तकर रहे माने मोर तो बहुत थिला माने हमें मो ओडिया मीडियम रे पढछे तापर इंग्लिश मीडियम गली किंतु इंग्लिश मीडियम रे भी सब ओडिया पिला ही समस्त थिलु तापर हिंदी पिला सब थिलु केबे इंग्लिश एज अ मीडियम ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन रहि नि पर किंतु सेठी गला पर सेटा करिया पड़ला तो स्टार्टिंग में टिके ऑड रहइबो बट eventually you'll get through it. Eventually you'll be comfortable with it.
Students, unless you put a questions, it will be presumed that either you have understood everything or you have not understood anything or you are not at all interested also. और आप लोग ऐसे पूरा बंद करके रहेंगे ना, नहीं होगा। हाँ, प्लीज कम। ओके, आगे।
Which type of topics are there for the essays?
So essays is a lot on you. There is no topic. It's not like the essay that we write in the school, right? Like in the school they'll say write an essay on a cow or something, right? It's not that. The essay is about you. So the essay goes something like here am I, like so. मुझे थोड़ा टॉक स्टार्ट कर लिया जी एंड मु जो पैटर्न रे कवर करली माने मु एठी जन्म हली मोर स्कूल एठी हला मोर एठी हला मोर रिसर्च फोकस एथे थिला सेम जिनसटा जदी एसे रे लिख देबे सेटा हला एसे जोटा कि आपण अप्लाई करिवे फॉरेन को सेम जिनसटा से लिखा
Actually, my question is like they are giving you the topics like to speak about.
there is no topic. The topic is why do you want to join this university and this program. That's the topic, and that's in your essay you justify why you are the person that they want, as well as they are the department and university that you want. So it's mostly that. Work-life balance differs a lot from company to company, area to area, research to research. But in general, what I have seen is they value work-life balance a lot because I think work-life balance as a culture is a lot there in US, and also it's much more in Europe than US. But in US as well, it's a lot better. Like they like to focus on their life as well. Like. And depends a lot on the team. So the team that I am in right now, they focus a lot on your life, your relationships, your all the activities that you want to do in your life. It's pretty good. I am pretty happy with it. So it's pretty good. So landing a job in USA. From here to in India, landing a job in USA, I would say it's a very difficult thing. But if you are going and doing some degree there or studying there, that can be a master's degree or some professional degree, which are short, like 1 year, 2 year. That's a good path to land a job in there because they see that you have done something here and they can attest to what you have learned in that course. Right? So it's better to go that route, like do some degree or course there and then try to apply for a job there. That is better as compared to applying from here. I don't know which people you're talking about, but usually like if you have done some good work, if you know the concepts, you know everything that they want, which is coding, algorithms, data structures and everything, then they want you. They definitely want you. It might be hard that you apply directly to the US company and they hire you. But if you apply to the India company and they hire you and after a few years you go to the US, that's many people do that. And I'm not saying the US companies are rejecting you because of your capabilities. They reject you a lot for visa reasons as well. There's a lot of visa issues with US, right? So it's good to even apply here in Indian companies like Google India as compared to Google US, and then get shortlisted, work there, and then if you communicate with the team and you move there, that is another option. But they wouldn't reject you just for anything. Like if you are good in what they want, like coding, algorithms, data structures, they'll definitely hire you.
Sir, is there any way I can connect work with US coder or a software engineer. Actually, I want to project work. I want to do project work among them.
Yeah, that's a good motivation you have. That's good to have. I would say getting connected is not required, or you don't even want that. What you want is do something independently, go deep, as I said. So I can tell you some.
Actually, I want to enhance my coding knowledge.
Exactly, that's what I'm going to. So there are a lot of websites, a lot of tutorials that you can follow and practice coding. You don't need to talk to a person directly. Like, do you know there are websites like Geeks for Geeks or Lead Code. In these websites, there are tons of questions, tons of tutorials, and I would recommend you to do that actually. And after you go there, you learn those topics, do some questions there. There are a lot of competitions that they do in their website, right? If you are doing well in those competitions as well, you can put that in your resume and you can get hired at all these good companies. So I would say go to these websites, practice a lot of these questions and practice as much as you can. As much as you can, right? As much as, if somebody wakes you in the sleep and asks you a coding question, you should be able to answer that kind of thing. And that is something that I have done in my life before. And Tapaswini, who is a software developer at Google right now, she also does that. So you have to be fluent in a lot of this coding and all these fundamentals. And these are websites that you can do. You don't need to get connected with someone. There are a lot of options, a lot of questions, a lot of practice examples in these websites.
Any website you recommend?
Yeah, Geeks for Geeks. Search Geeks for Geeks and Lead Code. These two.
Thank you.
Sir, according to you, which type of courses and skills we should add on in like we are students other than our studies?
I might be a bit biased here because I know a lot about what I do and people in my circle do. And I would say that is coding, as he was talking about. Because these days, coding is everywhere. You go to any like manufacturing, retail, real estate, software, anything. Coding is everywhere. Everywhere. And coding has to be something that everyone should learn. Everyone should learn coding. Because if you want to land a job anywhere in the world these days, coding is a strong skill to have. Try to learn coding. Try to pick any language, any coding language, for example, Python or C, C++, whichever, and try to learn data structure, algorithms, coding. That will help you a lot in any field in the world right now.
How the people of US treat Indians?
Civil question. They are pretty good. Actually, you might see some videos where they are a bit racist sometimes, but I personally have never felt that. Of course, there are pockets in the US that are a bit racist, but mostly, if you are in parts where there is a lot of IT jobs, a lot of immigrants, which is like people from different countries, those places you never feel any discrimination, anything. They are quite good with Indians, and that is not a concern that to have actually. It's much better there. No, you shouldn't worry about that. I think I've taken so much time. I'll be here if anyone wants to talk afterwards, but I think I'll give some time to others. Been here for so long.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to call Mrs. Tapaswini Jena, working in Google US, to address the gathering.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, Dave, sir, also, and thank you guys for coming here. And making me, and thank you my family members. I'm going to start myself. I myself, Tapaswini Jena. I'm a software developer at Google, California. I worked there for 2.5 years. First 2 months I was working for Fitbit project. You all know Fitbit, so what's. After that, I switched to another project. It's called Google Tablet, Google Phone project, Google Tablet and foldable phone. Till now, I'm working for that project. So before that, for the short sanity, I was working as a data scientist at University of California, Berkeley. Before that, I was working for a software engineer at Tata Consultant Services, Hyderabad, India. I completed my master's in computer science in University of Berkeley, University of Pacific. I started my master in January 2020 till December 2021. Before that, in my study field, I completed my undergrad, which is called BTech here in India, in computer science at Gunpur University, GIT University in India, from 2012 to 2016. That's myself on my graduation and my work. About anyone want to know about what I'm working, my working field? Yes, sir. Currently, I am working for Google project, which is a tablet project. There are so many apps in our Android phone, right? So there are 61 apps which are owned by Google, like calculator, Gmail, and YouTube, and Maps. There are so many. I'm working for that. How that app working properly, whether that working properly or not, any fault is there or not. My team, we are testing everything in all Android phone. Like there are so many smartphones, so many company smartphones like Samsung and so many all phones we test that if there is some error, if some app is not working among the 61 apps, we are trying to fix that. My work is I'm working for that. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.